When we hear the word endangered, we naturally think of a species that is under threat of extinction. Sadly, this is the reality of millions of young Africans whose story I am about to share with you. My name is Godfrey Eso. I am the rector of Jomat Polytechnic, a private higher education establishment located in Batigo, the northwest region of Cameroon. I am also the founder and CEO of Prowess Higher Education, a cloud-based higher education learning platform. What has become known as the Cameroon Anglophone crisis has a very long story, but it is really in 2016 that the Anglophone problem erupted into a series of strikes, which by 2017 had deteriorated into an armed conflict. Batigo happened to be one of the epicenters of these armed conflicts, and the strategic location of our campus put us literally in the crossfires between the separatist forces and the government military forces. So this is how we were forced to pack our bags and flee for our dear lives. As I speak, countless teacher colleagues of mine from Anglophone Cameroon are in exile out of the country. Many are in jail, some are dead, and some are unaccounted for. Millions of students have not seen the classroom for 5 years and counting. Businesses have been closed, farmlands are lying fallow, family heads, breadwinners have died, and so the ripple effects, the economic devastation is unfathomable. When I moved to the United States, I was in a desperate search for a technology solution that we could use to ensure that our students continued to learn. And by this time, my concern was not only the students that were under my immediate care as rector of Jomat Polytechnic, but the millions of Anglophone students who are desperate as we speak, many of them living under deplorable conditions as internally displaced persons. After a series of experiments, efforts here and there, we eventually struck a partnership deal with Coursera, which happens to be the world's largest and leading provider of online learning. Coursera is host to more than 7,000 courses taught and certified by leading universities like Yale, Stanford, Johns Hopkins, London, Cape Town, as well as companies like Google, IBM, Amazon, and Microsoft. So my team and I developed a very innovative blended learning strategy. We used our local Cameroonian syllabuses to curate learning pathways that would enable students to take their theoretical content on our dedicated Coursera platform, which we branded Prowess, while studying online from wherever they are. They now immerse themselves in practical skills acquisition to meet the skills requirements of their training, either in their small businesses or at internship placement sites or at job sites for those who have jobs. At the end of the structured learning pathway, these students then take final evaluations administered by Jomat Polytechnic and get assigned academic credits, which now enable them to graduate with diplomas that are accredited by the Cameroon Ministry of Higher Education. So after 2 years of testing this approach, we are convinced that this is genuinely the most disruptive innovation in Cameroonian higher education, and the Prowess model is going to redefine higher education in Cameroon and the rest of Africa moving forward. But we discovered a problem. We designed Prowess as an immediate solution to the problem faced by young people in a humanitarian crisis situation. What that means is that they don't have the ability to pay. So even though Coursera is supporting our initiative by giving us their licenses at a 40% discount, even though we made sure that we fixed our fees at almost 50% of the average tuition of a private higher education institution in Cameroon, more than 90% of the students we have admitted over the past 2 years have not been able to pay fees. So this is how we arrived at the difficult decision of creating a charity arm of Prowess, or basically turning Prowess into a charity venture. This is why you're watching this video, because we are now counting on this phenomenon called crowdfunding. GoFundMe, for example, GoFundMe alone has helped millions of people raise more than $9 billion over the past decade for all sorts of causes. And we believe that our cause is an urgent one, it's a priority one, it's a cause that you care about. So if thousands or hundreds of thousands of kind-hearted people around the world like you were to donate $5, $10, $50, $100 every now and then, it would be very easy for us to raise between $500,000 and $1 million each year, with which to ensure that 500 to 1,000 of these young people in this desperate situation get a higher education with which they can reclaim their future. We are raising money not just to give access to learning. We want to be able to provide computers and internet access to those who absolutely need them. And of course, we have teachers on the ground who are ready to provide learning facilitation to our students to ensure that they have a full learning experience befitting of students that need the quality of higher education that they will use not only to get jobs, but to be able to create businesses, to be able to rebuild the land that is now lying desolate. So I urge you from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of my wonderful team to help us in this venture so that together we can make a difference in the world. Thank you so much for making a donation. Thank you for sharing our campaign in your network. God bless you.